Hey, it's Mike from brew-juice.com. So here I am again, flying solo. But I wanted to give an update tonight on this guy. So if you remember 2 weeks ago, I did this brewery in a bag episode from the Muntons people. I had this kit. It's basically an extract kit, a pre-hopped extract kit. You just add water to this bag that's got extract in it. You add yeast, and then things happen. Well, as you can see, something has happened. So my concern at first was, if you remember from the last video, it was just lying flat on the table here. It was only about 2 inches or so thick, just laying here even with the water in it. And I was going to try to take some pictures of what happened to it over time. And when I came down the next day, despite that thing had, the kit and the dry yeast packet within it had sat in my basement for at least 6 months or more, it was already about almost this big. And I figured, oh wow, that's amazing. I'll come back and take a picture. And by the time I came back and took a picture, which was like only another 4 or 5 hours later, it was this big. And so then I realized that you can actually stand it up, and it actually sits on it on its bottom, which is good because there's a little spigot here which we will eventually serve out of. You can see here is the white cap, the yellow cap. And it's actually got, I'll take a close-up picture of it, but there's some cutouts here, so it's not actually too bad to handle. I can pick it up and move it around pretty well. Probably sloshing around my yeast, whatever, but after I brewed this and I got to this point, I did find a promotional video on the Muntons YouTube channel that maybe I'll link here. But in that video, they talk about giving it a certain number of days with the yellow cap loosely on so it vents, and then after about 4 days tightening the yellow cap so it captures some carbonation. Then it talks about, I think, like after a week, putting the white cap back on and completely closing it so that the beer more fully carbonates. Well, those instructions are not the instructions that are in the paper insert that came with the kit. So I was just sort of going with this, and I have this pretty tight now, but I did vent it a few times during the first 3 or 4 days, and it would there were definitely some pressure there, and it would hiss a little bit. But I've had this tight now for over a week, probably like 10 days. And if you're brewing at home and you know that you get this much fermentation, probably within 2 weeks. I mean, I've pushed beers through in 2 weeks. The kit instructs to let this thing go for 30 days. So I guess I'm still going to do that, even though I have this Mylar baggy type of thing just sitting around here. I should probably move it over to the fermentation shelf soon. But I guess I'm going to give it 30 days, even though I'm really curious to see what I've got here. So I'm a little bit concerned that I didn't have the white cap and that I might have a really poorly carbonated, potentially oxidized bag of beer here. But we'll see. I'm still following the instructions. I mean, that yeast was really active and it fired off pretty quick. So I'm excited to still try it. We'll see what we get. That'll be another update, probably in another 2, maybe 3 weeks. Hopefully by then we can get back together with John and he can try this beer. Otherwise, I'll be having to pour him a pint, I guess, and run it a couple blocks over and give him a pint of beer, and maybe we'll have to shoot on his front porch or something. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update for the Muntons Brewery in a bag. It's kind of exciting. Hopefully, it's pretty sturdy. Maybe it's not that sturdy. But anyway, so there it is. If you got questions, comments, leave them below. We look forward to answering all your questions. If you like what we're doing, giving us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. We try to do this every single week. So from Mike at brew-juice.com, cheers.